All right. Oh, I'm really tall. I didn't realize that. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Starlake Observatory. My name is Trips Starlake, and I welcome you. What am I saying? I'm just repeating myself again and again. I'm in a brain loop today. We're here to talk about the next third of solo leveling as part of the Slug Manhwa Club. And I have with me Dr. Toto Hex and Realm. And as always, I'll let them introduce themselves, and we can talk about Manhwa.
Hello, I'm Dr. Toto Hex, the smartest science turtle. Hiroshima-chan.
Woo! Hey guys, I am Realm, Professor, Guide to the Stars, and local Chimera Ant Enjoyer. Hope you guys are doing well.
Wait, Chimera ants are not from this series, though. different series.
They're not.
They are technically Chimera Ants, as they are adapting to different things.
Oh, I guess so.
Bum, bum, bum.
Adaptable. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we have lots to talk about today. We have shadows and ants and orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Many powerful people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Song Jin-woo soloing everything.
Yeah.
Kinda. Is he really soloing it though? I think his sister made a really good fucking point.
She did. But
she's like, you're not even solo, you have all those soldiers. I was like, I've been thinking this the whole time. Thank you, Gina.
Well, for people who do not know, the original name for the story was I Alone Level Up.
Okay.
So I guess in a way that does make more sense.
Okay. I'll give it the pass.
Manhwa sisters for the win with the logic.
Okay. So, yeah, I think the general consensus of what we got in the few minutes we had in the chat is that I think it's better than the first 60 chapters, but I'm not in love with it, and I think Toto is still heated. Heated and critical.
I will bite my tongue and let you guys talk about the good parts here, because I think I will probably be the most critical again.
That's okay. I mean, honestly, you should share your opinions. They are your opinions, so.
Yeah. And they're all subjective. Yeah. It's not saying you can't like a series, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And it's not an attack on you. It's just different people like different things in a story.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the most, I don't know, maybe the most productive takeaways I have now that we're on chapter 1 is I can see why people really enjoyed this power leveling manhwa, but it's not necessarily I probably would have dropped it if I had just been reading it weekly, just because it's I'd be oh, okay, now we're done with an arc, I'm gonna forget about it now, but because it's all out, I can just read it all. I guess it's yeah, but for weekly manhwa things or webtoons or anything, it's rare that I don't drop them, honestly. So it's not really a slight on solo leveling, it's more a me thing.
Oh, 100%. I think I just saw a video of somebody, guys, you know who are the real psychopaths? The people who read 16 manhwa at a time. No longer you can't understand the main character's name. And I was just that's true. Yeah. I between 3 or 4 different scannation websites, I think I need to count it, but I think I'm into at least 15 different series. I wait for them weekly. And I did the same thing for solo leveling for at least a year and a half.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I can't remember anybody's name for butt.
For butt. Except for Song Jin-woo. I can't because I say it a lot.
Yeah, they do say it a lot. They say it all the time.
It's easy to remember. So I guess I had to go and refresh because I read the first 10 chapters of our reading very early on. I think the day after we finished our previous meetup. And it's called the Hunter's Guildgate arc, I guess. And I had to go. Realm, you'll probably have to help me a little bit here. But from what I remember, Jinwoo wants to he doesn't want to be part of anybody's guild. but he wants to go see what the other guilds are up to. So he joins in on a Hunters Guild to like experience an A rank dungeon.
Yeah, but like he pretends to be like low level. He smurfs basically.
He smurfs. I learned what that was like last week. I had no idea.
So essentially, this was right after the first time Sung Jin Woo went into the Demon Castle. He had leveled up a fair bit. He's just like, I'm gonna need better equipment. I'm gonna need to see like how strong I actually am compared to people, because he's getting more notoriety. He actually like has his rank evaluation or re-evaluation coming up, so he's like, let me go see what's going on. He also needs money because he's a broke boy. He just doesn't know that, like, you know, what he needs to get per se. So he joins like an A rank dungeon as a miner, like not a MINOR, but as a person of the mining team. To like, I don't know, get money, get experience, because the A rank group of adventurers went in and like surveyed the first time. Including Trips's favorite Glasses boy.
Yeah.
Forgot his name. Glasses Fire boy.
No, his name either.
Because there were a lot of character introductions between who we see later on in the collaboration and the fighting and stuff. A lot of new characters.
Yeah.
So he gets to, you know, check it out. He looks at the boss, and he actually meets a lot of interesting hunters, including another S rank hunter that he did not know much about.
Yeah. Okay, is this time for my first criticism? I don't care about the vast majority of characters in this.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
If they're just like, oh, I'm a strong badass person, it's like, and
yeah.
And it's like, okay, I have a gimmick. And it's like, okay, and do you have like anything to make me care about you? Because otherwise, you're just gonna be like cannon fodder for Sung Jin Woo. It's like you're just gonna be a dramatic foil to be like, oh, I think I'm so strong, but actually, Sung Jin Woo is stronger. Oh my God, Sung Jin Woo is so strong.
Yes, as the series progresses, a lot of people are gonna be more fodder, and then once you see stronger people, you're gonna be like, wow, how is the main character going to overcome this? And then they become fodder again.
That's not what I wonder, though. I don't wonder how is he going to become more powerful. I just think he's going to be more powerful than this person because the author said so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I just don't really care to invest in most of these characters. There's like few characters I do care about are like his sister and like people like weaker than him that he wants to protect. It's like that is more like dramatic stakes for me.
So then you enjoyed the time after the Demon Castle arc later on, right? Because that touched upon more people he cared about.
Okay, that one. Okay, I have different criticisms for that one.
All right. So hold on to it. I love the intensity, but we will do that. So this runs by pretty quickly. The Hunters Guildgate arc.
Yeah. They introduced Cha Hei. Is that how you say it? It's Cha. She looks like Cassandra from Soul Calibur.
Girl.
Kinda to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cha.
And that's when they fight the orcs and they fight Gul'dan from WoW.
Yeah, and she like goes in and she's like, I need to see him. Sung Jin Woo, he's so captivating.
Yeah.
He just like owns the orcs because he's Sung Jin Woo.
Yes, Cha Hei-in. She's another. I was actually trying to figure out if I could pronounce it. I'm great with writing. I'm not great with pronunciations. So she has like a weird, like you'll see more S rank characters. I mean, obviously some of them are gonna be fodder later on for our boy here, but a lot of S rank heroes have weird quirks about them. So just like either it's like the backstory, which you get, you know, somewhat of, maybe not enough, but other people have just really passive abilities, but then like once, I don't know, for some reason that makes sense for them to do something completely opposite.
Yeah.
So
to me, that's like putting salt on food, though. It's like the base level of what a character should be.
Do you mean
Like-
quirky?
Yeah, they're quirky, or they have like one quirk to them, and then like I don't know, that's it. Like they're just like NPCs with one quirk.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like.
So yeah, for those who didn't read, her quirk is that she's very sensitive to mana waves or
Yeah,
mana
she's smelly.
disturbances.
I mean, she smells good. I mean,
She a big ol' stinky. She actually thinks that hunters themselves are like smell horrible, so she has to wear like a handkerchief on her nose all the time. But for
but
some
then we
reason,
find out she's not even unique in that. There's another dude who does it even better than her.
And he's
Mhm.
like, oh, you
Wow.
can just use a handkerchief. He has like a
Yeah, I have to use
rebreather.
a whole like gas mask.
Yeah.
or maybe he wants to be edgy steampunk.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to reveal it. It's coolness. You know, it would make sense considering where he's from. Streetwear.
Where? Masks on the street? Maybe they
I
do.
would.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is the world. I am gonna say there's a good chance.
Make sure you wear a gas mask when you go out. Ever since the the chemtrails got in the air that are gonna turn all the slugs gay.
Oh, it's too late.
It's too late.
It's too late. We've all been exposed.
Yep, it's too late.
Oh no. How will they figure out I spend most of my time listening to podcasts in my car? Oh no.
Yeah.
How dare.
Yeah, I think like there was a lot of I felt like it could have been if the orcs that they were fighting either had like could share their backstory or anything like that.
Yeah, if they had any culture other than just being big bad evil guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that would be nice. Because like they fought and like it's visually cool looking, but it doesn't, none of it lasts very long because Gene was that good. Grabs them as necromancer army.
Yes.
Like they had cool the heroes there had cool character designs and they were
They
fighting
did.
as a team.
I liked the
And I
little...
wanted to, but then like as soon as the orcs showed up, suddenly they were like, "Oh no, we can't handle a single one of these."
Yeah.
And like there was like some character development where the leader was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna push it. I'm gonna be humble about it and say we got to retreat." But it was like, "Oh, JK, there's a magic barrier. We can't retreat." But
Yeah.
JK, Slug is here and he's gonna kill all the orcs for us. And like
Okay.
basically, they don't do anything after that. They don't help him. They don't like back him up. They just watch. They're just like captive audience to him beating on all the orcs.
Yeah, I mean they did try a little bit, but they were just cast over with like fear.
Yeah, and from like a storytelling perspective, it's like, but what if some of them, like just one or two of them, did help and like become
Right.
more? I know that's not the kind of story. They're trying to tell the story of like one dude being the strongest ever. And maybe this is just more a critique of like this type of genre. I'm just not into that. I don't want just one dude being the strongest ever.
I understand.
You should see some of the manhwa titles I find are coming across like the action like genre. Literally some of the titles are like the strongest ever, the strongest of all time. Like I've
Yeah.
legitimately read these stories. The strongest in Murum, the strong like oh my god.
Yeah,
They
that's
won't
not the
stop.
type of
Like
story I like.
Yeah, I understand. It's not really like I can enjoy its visuals. But yeah, the story itself is not very deep, so it's not in like there's just not a lot to think of, I guess. I mean sort of. I guess I think like he gets like the magical item from that orc or whatever, and I thought that it could be a cool plot point, but then he just kind of it once and then hands it off to the orc. Back to the orc guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I guess
You're
their
right, he
attempt-
does get attacked, doesn't he? He gave it to his mage dude again, but then he was like, oh wait, what if I just gave it back to the orc mage dude? Back to Gul'dan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was like some try to like some real I don't know what it was. I'm trying to think of the word of it. Well, I guess besides character development, like they were trying to like establish his story, his MO with everything, but
Yeah.
definitely did not leave the best impression. Pretty her, oh wow, did you give it back to him? Oh,
I
he's
just see
powerful.
so much
Wow.
like missed potential. Like, what if he like was actually more like it's morally ambiguous whether he should revive like a sentient people into like an undead army? Because like the orcs were sentient, kind of, or they could have been.
Yeah.
He doesn't-
So, you know, let me ask you this because I think this will come up of missed potential. What would you have liked to have seen? I'm curious. Coming from a different, like, literally, I know this is not the genre you pick up at night, you know, before going to bed or read during, you know, your job or something.
I
But
think
like coming from that perspective,
I will have more to say on that topic with some of the other arcs. With this arc, like, there could have been more. Like, what if there was another monster deeper down that he had to team up with the orcs with and fight? But once again, this is not that kind of story.
Mhm.
Or like, what if like some of the orcs like show that they have like humanity, and he has a mortal question of whether he should slaughter them or not.
Mm-hmm.
That
But,
is
like, yeah,
true.
there's very little. There's a lot of fights, but very little conflict. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I mean, honestly, that's pretty much what happens. He goes and he finds, the girl watches him and she's like, wow, he doesn't smell bad. Wow.
Oh, he smells good, just like Axe body spray. Wow.
Could you imagine? Oh my god, he's different, guys. No, he's wearing Irish Spring, and you just can't smell
I
him.
will act him out. Yeah, but no, like the pictures are very pretty. The art is very pretty. But what I'm learning from reading the series is I am not an action reader. I need
I think for me, I like
backstory.
action, but I think that I like ensemble action, and it's mostly Sungjin like it's if you really like call it strategian, that like strategy games might like. He's just like telling everybody what to do. Like he does fight himself, but a lot of it's just him strategizing.
Yeah, but like a lot of the strategy is just like, oh, I'll just split up my army to do what they're most
I know,
efficient
it's very
at.
simple.
Yeah, or like, once again, this is like a thing in the series. I just don't like the, like, oh, I use this move to get 50% boost. Like, that's not tangible.
Yeah, I that's my complaint in any isekai like thing with video game thing. So it's like how can I feel 5% better?
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
your stats went up by +10. I guess that means you're stronger. I can't tell because you've been mowing down everything the same way.
Like it works in an actual video game, but
Yeah, because in a video game you actually play it and you can feel like, oh, it took me less hits to do that. But in this, like that's one good thing about One Punch Man is like, oh my goodness, Saitama took 2 punches to take down that dude. He must have been real strong. And like Saitama, like One Punch Man is a totally different type of series. It's like, you know, playing up the power trip for comedic.
But yeah, I guess we do see like he negotiates a little bit in the next arc, the Return to Demon Castle arc. I don't know if this is actually mentioned. Like I think before he goes into the castle, his friend Yoonho dad has like the portal illness.
Yes, it's oh, I forgot what it's called, but essentially it's a disease. It's portal boo boo disease, and it's the same disease that Sunjin's mom has. She's been asleep for a very long time. Well, you know, I think around like 4 years or something, as I say, but 4 years is still a long time to be asleep. And essentially, some people just like when I take a dairy pill for milk, they're just mana intolerant, and eventually your body you just get tired, and eventually you just won't wake up. You're not dead, you just won't wake up. So, and this he was only tangible because like this is his friend's dad, who's also like a big business conglomerate, also wants to get into the mana world, and he's just like, me, the man who's got everything, being stripped away of my choice.
The illness.
Mm-hmm. A little boo boo.
And decides to not become a joins non-existent guild so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Party for two.
Yeah. But Jinwoo just like, he's like, bye, and nopes off the face of the earth to go back to the demon castle. To find the final ingredient. Holy water of life.
Yes.
So yeah, it's like what you said, Toto. Like, he has strategy, but it's kind of just like, you go over there, fight. That's like it.
Strategy is like, do the most efficient thing to make me win. Do the thing that makes me win.
Yeah, do the thing that makes me win.
There is some like, so the demons here are actually targeting my groups that are weaker than them. So it's like, wow, okay, so they have a little bit of strategy too. Let me just do the strategy that immediately comes as strategy and win me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when they're fighting and like the Essel? I don't know how to say her name. I don't know.
Cute.
She's holding my...
Yeah, she's like, no, don't kill me, I surrender, basically. I was like, oh, we're not just gonna fight the whole way. And then
she says, like, oh, I don't care that you killed the guards for guarding me.
Just don't kill me.
It's just like, wait, hold up. Like, there's no depth here now. It's just like, oh, conveniently she doesn't care that I killed her bodyguards.
Yeah. Yeah, and I suppose they're playing that off because she's a demon. I don't know.
And we later see other demons do care.
Yeah, so I guess she just didn't care.
Yeah, so in this, there's a little bit of foreshadowing. I know it's not grand ol' explosive amounts of, like, oh my god, I can't believe it, but, like, in the fight, with the orcs and the conversations he had with Diesel, that he's continually trying to figure out, like, what the system wants, like, what the system's gonna do, like, how they play a role in all of this. And so, like, he mentions, oh my god, like, the orc recognizes his powers, and then in a different way, in a way that he doesn't want, he just said, or is told to kill humans, but he has some form of sentience. Like, he's not just blindly following the order to do so. He has some, like, even though his goal was to just entertain his orc family to kill people, he still is just like, interesting. I kind of want to learn more.
Right, and
before
I think
you die, of course.
Isol talking about how, like, brought here world, I was like, are they gonna talk more about that? But then we don't really talk about it for the rest of the arcs that we read.
I'm sure they'll cover it later, but then I'm thinking, wait, this is just WoW again. This is literally just the Dark Portal.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, these are just the orcs being brought to an end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, see, okay, this is like where I think there was a lot of missed potential. Like, they established that there's 12 demon clans, and that Radir, the one that Isol is from, is the weakest one. So he decides to help them trade for something, because he likes her, I guess? I don't know. Because she doesn't actually do anything from here on out.
So the trade was for the entry permit, which is what he was looking for in the first place to go.
But then why did she go with him? The other ones. Why did
because after he recognized that it would have, like, he didn't get the entry permit by himself. So I guess he's just like, oh, well, she said she's a guide, and I got the thing from her, so I'll just use her as a guide.
So she said she was a guide, but then she didn't do any guiding. We'd never see her do any guiding.
No,
but you don't, that's what I'm curious about.
Though.
Yeah,
she's like, hey, I brought all of these offerings to all the other demon kings or whatever, the nobles.
Yeah.
So perhaps that was something that was taken out of a light novel,
And then, like, I wish, like, this could have been a whole, like, arc thing. I mean, it is an arc, but, like, a longer arc where they explore, different demons have different cultures, and he has to defeat them all in different ways.
Yeah,
and he's struggling because as he goes up the levels, he can no longer get more and more of their souls because demons can't be resurrected from his power. So he's struggling a little bit more. He has to think in different ways or maybe make some sacrifices. But like the biggest sacrifice of like, oh no, I lost an army man. I guess I should drink a mana potion is like, like that's another thing. Is like, wait, so he can just like infinitely resummon these guys even after they die. What if it wasn't like that? What if they didn't come back? He has to be very careful about who he chooses to sacrifice. But no, it's like there's no consequence. I have to buy a mana potion. It's the biggest consequence.
And he's not really hurting for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it made this part kind of like it was nice that she was there because she's cute, but
yeah, she's cute, and I wish she had more character development.
Yeah, I really wish she did too.
Like there was like one moment where she was like, "Wait, he's fighting against the demon king, like the king of my people. Shouldn't I stop him or what?" And then it's like dropped. He just kills the demon king.
Yeah, and before Stream Realm, you said at the end, Jinwoo goes, destroys the demon king and fight, but it's not. It's a fight, but he does it pretty easily because he's Jinwoo, and he leaves because he misses out on getting a player like title or whatever. Doesn't want to go back. You expect that he didn't want to go back and the Radish clan because he would like feel the need to beat them to get the achievement.
So in the same way in the trader arc earlier in the series, that illustrates a certain condition needed to take a mission, otherwise he like faces a punishment. He would have probably faced a punishment to then kill the remaining demons that he would probably be celebrating with. So to avoid that, because you know he gave him his word, he said he was going to do it, he did it. He just left, so there wouldn't have to be like forced
which is
prompt.
Cool. But then the way he leaves is he convenently got the power to just teleport and switch places with one of his shadows. It's just like, oh, okay. So like moral quandary dodged. It was like, what if it was a moral quandary? What if he really did have to like incur that punishment? Because he's like, wow, you know what? They actually helped me, and I actually like these demons, but the thing is telling me to kill them. And now I have to like struggle to like deal with the punishment while trying to get out of here. But no, he just helped.
I mean, again, like the fight, it's flashy and fun, but yeah, I do wish that character development were just more fun. Jinwoo's part could have made it a little bit more interesting, but yeah, I think that the small bit they have there was at least nice to see. Yeah, and I think more on because I also understand that Jinwoo wants to go back home like immediately, finally craft the holy water thing and save his mom, or at least he hopes so. So he wants to go back. So I do understand from that. I wish like it. I do appreciate they do show that he really loves her. I almost want more though. I don't know, it would really make him for me like he really cares about his family, whereas most of the time it's just like I gotta protect them and then he goes on.
It's a man's world.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, he does. He immediately uses like summon, the flying summon, go to the hospital.
Yes, I think the name is Kaisel. It's a cool wyvern dragon. Go burr. Or go whoosh.
It's cool.
Yeah. So he goes back, uses the potion of life, I think it was called. Let's check. Yeah. Holy water of life. And his mom wakes up after 4 years. Mama Jinwoo is up, and there's like a nice little cozy sense of like him calming down because he's been like on edge. It's like this whole time. Not that he looked it, but like they kind of kind of curated all the events happening to be like, whoa, I gotta check out the opponent. I gotta go to the dungeons. I gotta fight. I gotta, like it was a nice little break from the action. I think so. So, those two arcs, how would you rate them? Nothing crazy, nothing.
No, it's hard. I mean, I think like the Hunters Guild is just like okay. It's kind of like I don't even know what to rate it because I don't
like it like a 3.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, maybe a 4 just because I like the visuals. Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought the visuals in that arc again were not very original because it's orcs. It's like fantasy orcs. They're the World of Warcraft style designs. And even the runes, they're just the horoscope runes.
Yeah,
like they're just the horoscope symbols. Yeah, there's the zodiac signs. Like it's not.
Oh yeah, I was hoping that like his the hymns or whatever would like actually associate with like the mythology of the signs.
Yeah.
But they don't. They're just
random. They're just convenient.
Isn't that like Norse?
No, those are
like
Greek signs.
Yeah, they're just the Greek zodiac signs.
Yeah.
No. I meant like using hymns as a chant.
No, that's Greek too.
Yeah.
I mean, like hymns happen everywhere.
The Orphic hymn are the
the
planet. I think hymn is just.
I like the local hymn thing too, but like, yeah, I just think that one could have like developed a lot more characters because they introduced a lot of characters, and then like the most character development we got was like one dude was kind of brave and girl is smelly.
Girl is smelly.
Big ol' stinker.
She can't even stand her own smell.
Big ol' stinker, big snooze disease, and demons.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even get to see any of the glasses guy or the glasses mage girl either at that point. Because she was cute too, but...
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so you like glasses mage girl. I like the big boob mage girl.
She's good too.
I don't think she even got a name.
I don't know if she had a name.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not. I don't think so.
I don't think any of them had names. Except for the leader guy, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, Gina, you're right. It was Gina. Yeah, but then I don't think she ever shows up again.
Only
it feels like
Juju
a lot of the characters, like the female characters, are just there to like be like, oh my goodness, Sung Jin Woo's so cool, so hot. And a lot of the guy characters are just like, yeah, these guys thought they were manly, but Sung Jin Woo was the manliest man. And like, once again, these are both things that do not like apply. They do not really attract me to the story as a lesbian woman. Like, I care.
Sorry, 1 second. BRV Kid 123. Thank you very much for joining the observatory. I hope you enjoy your stay. Welcome. I guess with the Return to Demon Castle arc. I guess I liked it more like for half of it. And then I felt like it was like building up to like a big plot like arc thing, and then it just didn't. It just rushed and then it was done. So I guess I don't know, maybe it's a 6. I actually liked it a little. I'm joking. I do enjoy it at least.
Yeah. I just once again, I think there was a lot of missed potential, and like he has a bunch of Pokemon. It's what it is. He has all the soldiers are his Pokemon, and if he if they faint, then he can like call them back. Basically, they don't die; they just faint, right? Just like Pokemon. I think I said this in the chat, and I'll say it here. Like, at least make it so they have to have like a day to respawn or something. So if he used it in this battle, he can't just immediately use it again. There should be like some sort of time limit on it. But it's like you feel nothing when they like get knocked out because he's like, oh, it's gonna cost a lot of mana for me to resummon him in like 2 minutes.
Right.
I'll have to find time to drink a mana potion. Like,
yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, like that would have put some more things like, oh shoot, he's actually getting trashed right now. He needs to summon like Tusk or something, but he has to wait 2 whole minutes, so he needs to figure out a way to manage to like keep himself and Easel safe before he can resummon. That would have been a cool plot point.
Yeah, I mean the one time he did like protect her was nice. I was like, but why? I guess because he kind of likes her. She's helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. True. They don't all get the feel for him, but they're also, you know, but character designs are also there for the audience.
Right.
And it's good that they have both male and female fan service.
Yeah.
Guys and hot.
We strive for equality here.
Yeah. But none of the hot guys or hot girls get development except for Sunshine.
I know. Even the other hunters are just like you said, like fodder.
Yeah, they're just like
or just like plot devices.
Yeah, they're just like eye candy. They look good and they're flashy, but that's like they're just there. Oh.
Very true. I think the first time around I read these two, I would have given them both like a 6 or 7, just because like I was reading. I was in the part of reading this like all in one go, and was just like getting into the hype of the fights. And this was like one of the first manhwas I read, so like the quality was just like, oh my god, this is outstanding.
Art quality is outstanding. Like seriously, the art is amazing and it's fully colored. If you like good art, go for it. But I need more than just good art.
Exactly. So So I think the second time around, I give Hunter a 4.5 because I understand what foreshadowing they put like with it, even if it was little. And I'd say the Demon Castle was also a 6.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good. I like them. I like new characters. Well, there's definitely a lot of new characters you're gonna get, but like.
Yeah, I personally thought that like I think out of all of the ones we've read, I was most surprised by the Return to Castle arc because I didn't expect Sungjin would actually get to talk to the monsters that he fights for a long time. And I was like, oh, okay. So I guess I enjoyed it a little bit because I didn't expect it. A bit more, is what I meant.
Like, man, he actually gets kind of trashed after he has to like wait for his resummons, and Isol saves him, and it's like, oh, she had a purpose.
Yeah.
And then he saves her back, but like,
no.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. At one point, I was worried she would die, and then he would just like take her as like summon. And I was like, no, don't kill her.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
Were there any editors on this? I feel like there were not.
Editors for what? The writing?
For the like novel, like for the writer.
I'm gonna say maybe. Perhaps there was like.
It's usually like mangas have like multiple editors. Like big short manga.
I think Big Manhwa has like one editor, but I have no idea.
I'm gonna be optimistic and say yes. Sweet.
I'll remember it later. Yeah, going into Jeju Island arc. The longest arc that we read. Yeah, he immediately flies, like give holy water of life, I guess, to his mom, and she like doesn't wake up, like worried. Does wake up and she's perfectly cured. And
one thing that I didn't like about that pericure scene is like she immediately knows what's going on. I feel like if you had come awake from like a 4-year coma, you'd be like, what's going on? Who are you? Whoa, you look so different. She doesn't even comment on his appearance. Like, he
No.
literally looks like a turtle leaver person from the beginning of the
It
manga.
does. I mean, I guess she's like, wow, my son grew up to be so great. But yeah, I feel like she should be a little bit more disoriented.
And the
'cause
other
she
thing is,
does
like,
look a lot older.
the sister, like, hugs the mom and cries, but he doesn't do any of that.
He
It's
cries.
like,
He cries.
he cries, but he doesn't hug her. He
Yeah.
doesn't, like, hold her. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. Even if you are, like, tough man, it would mean a lot.
Well,
do
the
that.
powers he has
Yeah.
actually is slowly making him lose his like humanity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
that's-
actually like did show some, but he I guess couldn't like project anymore. Maybe
you shouldn't have gotten a different class.
No.
I know.
I'm joking.
What would happen? What would happen if it was like? Wait, I'm trying to think if it was like a solo level up or like a healer.
Could have been like a bard. Then he'd
Oh
have
my
lots
God,
of
could you
emotions.
Oh my
Imagine.
goodness. Solo leveling as a bard.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be a pretty interesting isekai. I don't know if I would watch it, but imagine like you get isekai and you're just a bard and you only support other people.
Yeah.
You're just there to cheer them on.
Yeah, like he's OP, but in very very specific situations.
Yeah, and he has to learn new songs, and he has to enjoy different cultures to learn new songs.
Yeah.
Go to different cultures. That would
You
be. Did we just come up with
I was about to
the
say, so
next
let's write.
isekai?
Yeah, let's write it and let's have Paper Dawn make a comic for it.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
I was sent to an isekai world as a power leveler. It turns out I'm a bard.
Everybody in chat, that's trademark. Trademark. We're
Yeah.
taking it. Okay.
Uh,
No takes backsies.
Oh, and make him gay. He's actually just like super gay for all the like main character heroes. There we go.
Yes, he's a party leader, and he chose them specifically because they're uber attractive.
Yeah. He's just into hot mans.
yeah.
I can
okay,
imagine
now
him
I'll
saying
read
something
it.
along. I can imagine him saying something along the lines of, "Well, I want to watch the show, meaning the battle." So he's like, "I might as well have the best show there is."
Best seat of the house, and I'm gonna play the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Oh my goodness.
perfect. Yes. Different solo. Well,
So yeah, different. Back to the reality solo.
solo barding.
Hello. Okay, I'm sorry. I totally did off conversation.
Oh, it's totally okay. I was trying to remember what happens next. Yeah,
this is gold.
They try to go. Oh no, it is gold. You're right. They try to go back to like. Jimmy wants to have like a normal life because his mom is like awake.
Yeah. Oh, this is the ant arc, isn't it? Right?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
Yeah. Art.
Chimera Light.
But the problem is the ants are acting up. They're evolving. Some of them have wings. They went and took out an entire town in Japan, I think, after they already overtook Jeju Island, but
Yes.
so they're like different governments are like, together to try to like deal with the ant problem. It's a infestation. And I guess the Japanese top guild, I guess they only have one guild, right? The top like S rankers go and meet up with like top S rankers Korea, want to like agree to fight the ants.
Yeah, so
it's funny.
So essentially, Jeju Island is already an S rank dungeon. South Korea, with its, like it's the main setting, but it only has like 7, 8 or so. Well, in its entire history, it only had like 10 S rank hunters, but like 3 of them left. So Korea is still very like it's not too powerful in the world, and they failed to clear the dungeon in 3 separate occasions unrelated to the ants. They've just had dungeon be there, and it was like a publicized event, and they just like couldn't do it with what they had. So it was known as just like a complicated island, but then there's like this ant colony that like came up and morphed into a big problem, and so the Japanese government decided to send over their support of S rank hunters to go with Korea's S rank hunters and do a search and destroy mission based off the fact that there was like evidence that showed that like the power spike of this magnitude would like cause issues in the whole peninsula of like Japan, China, South Korea. So you get a whole bunch of cool new characters with all their lovely level 1 quirks, and just more people for Sun Jin-woo to see. Oh, and by the way, in between all of that, I think this might have been before the Demon Castle arc. I think it was like right after Hunters. Sun Jin-woo got the reevaluation, and he became
yeah, and there was like some other random dude there who was like, I'm gonna make my debut as an A rank hunter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like
fun fact. That's his brother's. That's his friend's older brother.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I know. I think it comes up. It comes up briefly in the chapters. I think you were trying to catch up to Toto. Very briefly, like when they were making the guild.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. You're right, but I didn't connect the name to the face.
Yeah, me neither.
He's not really important. He's just a show.
There, yeah.
Can you guess which character design I liked?
Ooh.
The one girl from Japan. Or
There
no?
were a couple girls from Japan. Or like a couple. I don't remember which ones were.
Do you like the short hair orange?
No.
Okay.
Her name starts with a K. And let's see.
I'm looking back at them. Did you like Kenzo the tank?
Was that the dude with the afro?
No, the dude with the scars.
Oh, no.
Who fought the guy with the afro?
No. You're way off track if you think my favorite was a guy.
Yeah, no, I know who it is, but what's her name? She wears like red, right?
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That one, okay.
Which one? The one with the baseball hat?
It's the one with the baseball hat, the bangs, and the tattoos.
Kane.
Yeah.
Kanae?
Oh yeah, Kanae.
I mean, come on, hot tattooed chick.
Yeah, I like.
Oh
her
yeah,
too.
those eyes, man.
She was cool. I don't think she did anything.
No. she was there and she was pissed off. So that's 2 levels of traits. Yeah, look forward
to. She looks cool. She has abs.
Is this the only arc she appears in? Does she come back? Yeah, she had abs.
She didn't die.
Yeah, she didn't die, which I was happy about.
Yeah.
I don't remember for sure if she comes back in anything.
We'll have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Yes, she briefly comes back, I believe, in a later arc, which is sort of teased.
Oh, okay.
But not a super main character. It's just like somebody who helps. But you'll see her. It's all good. Fighting and stuff. What about you, Trips? Who'd you like from this cast? It can be Korean or Japanese hunter.
Oh, I mean, I really liked Kanae too. But I think... Oh, I can see all of them. Like, I mean, honestly, that glasses guy is like whatever glass.
Oh, you mean Aizen?
No. Yeah, right. The guy that's Aizen is better looking than the guy on the other side.
Jong-in. Tatsumi Fujishima. Yeah, that's cool.
He's an average dude. I don't care. I need red hair. He needs more red hair. His hair's orange.
Needs fireworks. Get at me.
Mari's cute. She kind of looked like a squid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good.
Guys, though, right? Is that the one who gets killed? No.
Most of them.
And most of them die. Jojo dies, right?
By the way, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah, spoilers.
For the peeps.
Uh,
I mean, hopefully you didn't come to this stream about us talking about this without knowing that it would be spoilers.
And if you did, let us know. I will explain more, because
we will
this is like
explain
my
more.
third time reading this.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think they're all nice. They're all decent character design, but yeah, again, they didn't matter that much.
Yeah, it's like they showed off their powers, but then none of them were as strong as Sung Jin Woo, so it was like, do I really care though?
Yeah, yeah, they're all fighting and showing off their powers against each other.
Yeah, Sung Jin Woo just comes in and trashes everyone anyway.
Yeah, he like stops one of the battles and has to fight Goto.
Yeah, who's like supposed to be the strongest dude from Japan, and he gets trashed anyway. It's not even a challenge.
He felt fear in his eyes.
Okay, the other thing is, like, I know this is the whole premise of the story, but no one else in this world gets stronger, then what's the point of training?
I guess maintaining skills?
I guess so. So everyone else gets weaker, and he's the only one who ever gets stronger. I don't know.
Well,
it is truly a phenomenon. That's why so many people are surprised by him. What's the system? Ooh.
Yeah, I guess it'd be nice to see. Problem.
Yeah. Maybe
we'll see
next arc.
Yeah. But yeah, they fight Goto and fight. And it's the you have to kill this dude pop up, but they stop the fight. All the other people like hold it back, each other back.
Yeah, he was about to get it. He was like, "Oh no! If he has killing intent, then I'm going to have to do the kill mission." But it doesn't go through, so it's fine. It's all good.
But then, like, yeah, at the end of that whole bit, Jinwoo is like, so about the ant problem, and it like flashes forward and he's not there with them fighting.
Yeah, and he's all like, "You guys can handle it, right?"
Like, it's
spoiler alert, they couldn't handle it.
He's like, so long as everything goes to plan, it should be fine. I was like, when does anything ever go to plan? Like,
yeah, exactly. It's even like, I don't have to watch the news. Everything should be going according to plan.
Like, wow, you really believe in them, huh?
Yeah.
Exactly. So he chooses not to go on the arc.
The mission.
On the mission for it, because he thinks they're doing fine.
So that I will say that is one thing that he did wrong. Yeah. And he kind of like has a little bit of guilt over it later, but not really much after. He doesn't really feel that guilty.
I mean, I'd say out of all the things he's done wrong, this might have like the best reason in terms of like what he gave as to why he didn't do it. Like, yeah, S-Ring, I mean, he's just like, oh, there's an entire room of S-Ring.
I don't need him to have a good reason to do something wrong. I need him to do things wrong and then, like, feel bad about it. Because that gives you character depth. You can't just do everything right.
I mean, he felt bad that he, like, was a hunter because he felt bad that, like, his mom had to go through whatever he did, like, she did with, the husband.
Yeah, she says that, or he says that, but he doesn't really show that too much.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like, he gives the reason, but then he doesn't really show the evidence of that.
Yeah, I mean, it shows it, but it doesn't like, or I guess it tells it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if I think my thoughts were like, if Jinwoo isn't going to Jeju Island, we should have like a few panels at least of him just like hanging out with his mom, but he's not really.
Exactly.
He's walking the streets.
Like, make that the reason he didn't go, is he's like actually, you know, trying to take care of his mom.
Yeah, I really thought that's why he didn't go, but then he wasn't even hanging out with.
Yeah.
I mean, that was why, but he just straight up, he was just being a hypocrite. He just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Bro.
Or like, if he didn't hang out with his mom, maybe be like, I tried to hang out with her, but it's like, she's so different. I'm so different. After 4 years, I'm really struggling here.
Yeah, that
to like try to connect with this human being.
Yeah.
Because I've become someone so inhuman. It's like, wow, that's character depth. But no, we didn't get any of that.
No, but what we do get is lots of ants.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of ants.
And like all of the Korean S rankers are like helicoptering in. Aizen, like, look at me, I don't need a parachute, and he just goes down in his fire flames.
Yeah.
And I think I was just captivated. I was like, ooh, fire!
He pulled a Zuko.
Yeah, he pulled this major Zuko moment. I guess if you ever on, I know it, entertaining. I guess, yeah, they all get down there. They have like a dude camera. I don't know. I like had major issues with why are they showing this on TV?
Yeah, literally they will see people die and bleed, maybe. Like, why would... And they're like, don't worry, we'll just edit it out. It's got a 15-second delay.
Like 10 minutes or something like that, if it's still. It's like, no! Don't let all of the world watch this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a big deal for Korea because this is like one of the only publicized
coverage after. Jeez, why are you doing it? Especially since you failed 3 times. It's like you don't have a good track record here. And if you're gonna publicize it, it's gonna show Japan helping. So then Japan's gonna get a lot of the credit. It's like, oh, Korea could do it on.
They'll like do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
To get it done. Even though
maybe that could have been part of the deal. Is like Japan will only do it if, like, they publicly publicize it and they air it. That could have been a cool.
Which the director Go would definitely do.
Yeah.
So
and that could show more like of the world politics at play.
More than just I was.
But I think most of the world politics boils down to Korea good, other place bad.
Most of the politics that you see in the story run around, oh, how many great hunters do you have? Oh, awesome. Can we afford them? Awesome. We're like the first world power now.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have a lot? I guess you're just caught in the dirt. Oh, so sorry. It's a very... For as nice as it looks, it's a very simple system that I wish it was a little more, you know, it's like, I wish it was a little more complicated.
Yeah.
Love that action, but love the political, the theater.
Once again, like, okay, the elephant in the room is this is just the Chimera Ant arc from Hunter x Hunter.
You're kind of right, though.
But with a lot less character depth and less like creepy, like, oh my goodness, Chimera Ant arc from Hunter x Hunter had like a lot of really creepy, like grotesque deaths, and like you really felt it.
Yeah.
And it was like a lot of the deaths were like really character focused. Like there was one good character focused death here, but it was like, okay, cool. It wasn't like the best.
Right. I also think, okay, as soon as Min Byung-gyu showed up, I was like, he's gonna die. He's gonna join in on the fight, he's gonna die. Because he's like a retired fighter and things like that.
I do like that after he died and Sung Jin-woo brings him back to heal Cha.
Yeah.
That he lets him go. He's like, oh, the other person like asked me, you know what, can you like please just let him rest? And not be like your undead slave for eternity. It's like, you know what? This is like a heartfelt thing. Okay. I'll let him go. I won't have a healer in my soldier army.
So for people who didn't read it in its entirety, they had destroyed the queen. But in doing so, they did not realize that there was a giant new like royal knight ant equivalent. I guess they considered like their king.
Yeah. And
they got the S-rank hunters on Korea's side got a thorough thrashing, including, like you said, Byung-gyu died, along with the other characters, like either using all their mana and getting their ass whooped, or just getting, you know, a good thrashing, but which was sort of part of the plan for Japan. Japan even initiated the whole deal to get rid of or hurt South Korea's hunter system, so that they would become, you know, like in one way they would become a better superpower in that area. So this was their whole plan. They were ready to, you know, get out, and Ryuji was just like, oh, I guess this is a win. And then all the Japanese S-ring hunters just start dying.
Yeah, they all just start getting old, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, the King Ant, this is also the Chimera Ant arc. It's Meruem from Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's like the strongest like king ant who comes out after the queen dies.
Yeah. I think Japan getting owned, is really what happens, and I think I don't mind that Japan like completely underestimated what was going on here and they got owned. That's life, that happens, but I think they tried to spin like this plot where Goto had planned to like have all the Korean S-rank hunters die, because it would like be spun off as like an accident or just a failure of the leveled up to like national ranking hunter. But like none of that really mattered, and they didn't like, they foreshadowed it like for like 1 second before. So I was like, I wonder if that was more foreshadowed in like the books, and then the people that are like making the screenplays, whatever you call them, for Manhwa, were like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, and they like shoved it in there. Because I was like, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. He's dead now. I don't know. By the time they brought it up.
Highly recommend Hunter x Hunter if you have not read that.
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter's good.
Hunter's welcome. The first couple arcs are like kind of weak, but like after that it picks up.
Yeah, I would it's definitely a series where if you like how, like, you know how we're preaching about how they miss a few things here and there, or probably miss a whole bunch of things from the light novel, like Hunter x Hunter will take the time to explain
Hunter x Hunter has the opposite
little bit. They explain so much. There is so much dialogue and detail, and
like even how the magic system works, and like who can learn what magic, and like 6 different Nen abilities, and like.
Well, I'm a specialist, but I had to sacrifice every organ in my body so that I could hit you 20 feet further. Oh, man, aren't I cool? Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
At Kurapika.
Oh,
Kurapika.
But, oh my god, the York New arc. Oh.
Yeah, York New City arc. Okay, hang on. Wait a
second. This isn't
Wait a second.
Don't worry, guys, just watch it.
No.
Just watch it. I know. We'll talk about it after stream.
Yeah. No. maybe we'll do that as the next manga after One Piece. Hopefully, Hunter x Hunter will be done. We'll see.
Ooh, you're right. For those of you who want to like read something that has been like on a consistent schedule, in your dreams, the artist, it has about 400 chapters, so you have a substantial amount of material.
But to be fair, Hunter x Hunter is written by the same person who did Yu Yu Hakusho. Like they are old school. They are like classics. Like they've already like done their life's work, and now they're doing part 2.
Right.
Yes, but their health is deteriorating at a pretty good pace. He can't write serializations weekly anymore. Like he's either in back pain or he's just like mentally just, you know, out of it. So I think he went on hiatus again, but he said that he would take on more people to, you know, do the drawings or help with the storyboard.
Yeah, they just released, I think, a plan for like 10 new chapters, and they've been releasing new chapters recently. But yeah, he does have a plan, even though he sometimes changes his plans last minute.
Indeed, but it's definitely where it's such a grounded yet creative series that I definitely recommend it. Do the thing so you can compare it to Chimera Light that we're talking about now.
Yeah. At least Go read or watch the Chimera Ant arc, and then come back to this and be like, oh yeah, this was just diet Chimera Ants.
Kind of it.
It's like, okay, the Chimera Ants in Hunter x Hunter, they not only kill the people, but like they take their bodies and like kind of like parasitize them and become them.
Yeah.
So it's like really creepy.
Yeah, and this ant like takes all of their like knowledge and memories.
Yeah. And then they also develop their own like aura abilities, and then have their own like sense of right and wrong culture.
And that is heavily explored.
Yeah.
Even from like
it
the
becomes
smaller
like
soldiers.
a thing where it's like, are the humans even the right in this scenario if the ants just want to live? Yeah.
So I think what I was talking about.
The ant king comes out, kills everybody.
Yes.
Bunch of dudes, people die.
Oh yes,
They do kill the queen though. They do successfully kill the queen,
Yeah, they do kill
which is
the queen.
cool. That's a win for the people, the non-Sung Jinwoo people.
Yeah, go non-Sung Jin people.
There's the Sung Jin-woo, and then there's everyone else.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that is what it is, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Stew.
then I assumed that Sung Jin would get to the island, magical shadow teleport powers, and then so he shows up when he sees everything going south, or that the I guess the stream is down. Like, uh-oh. And starts
The
fighting.
stream is down? Is it back up now?
Oh, no, the stream.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. You got me.
Code blue, code blue.
I was like, I hope it's up. Uh-oh. Oh.
Alright, give us a wiggly emote if we're up.
Yeah.
Let's see those. Let's see you dance.
Wigglies.
Give the wiggles.
I'll do it.
Top
Yay! Okay. Well, thanks for the sleeping cam. That's funny. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah, he comes back. You're correct. He uses his shadow extraction. Very
Shadow
cool.
extraction.
Very neat.
like, all right.
And he
Here.
goes head to head with the King Chimera Ant.
Yes.
And they go at it, and of course, he shows like I'm the strongest. I have more power. He gets slammed. He gets bodied. I know my true character lies in my speed. He gets caught. He gets bodied, and he is for some reason just like cognizant of what others are like in this world. Like he already had a complexity that he was like the strongest. Perhaps he may have received something from like other humans or just had that intellect. But this is one of the few like pure creatures. Like I'm not gonna say there's like creatures and then there's like monsters. He's like one of the first creatures to show intellect like in the story. But again, he gets destroyed by Sun Jin-woo, and he is the hero of... Actually, the live stream did go on when they were fighting. So this was Sung Jin-woo's S rank debut fighting this ant, and he properly destroyed them. Oh, yeah. Oh, the last part was obviously... He's like, oh, I guess I lost in these categories, but I have the numbers! And obviously now Sung Jin-woo reveals his army of summons, which nobody knows they're undead. But then they fight it over, and then he obviously destroys once again, as you would do. So, that was a cool fight. I know some people on the Discord were talking about. I do
like the fights more in these last few arcs. They feel meatier than just like, oh, I sliced through thing and they're just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot more meatier fights.
Yeah, like Sung Jin had like a lot of versus Chimera Ant.
It is true. You could see like how over time he was destroying the ant's exoskeleton.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
The details. Oh wait. So,
and even though a lot of I will compliment the shadows designs. even though they're a lot like just like black and a few highlight colors, they're done very stylized. Well, I'm sure this was also a relief to the author for not having to draw as many details.
Right.
But they're stylized very well.
Yeah, I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even later on, you get to see them. It's nice.
That's my favorite part of this manhwa, hands down. The little funny moments, the little chibis. I think it's at the before we started it, but I'm just like, look out for it. Take a screenshot whenever you can. They are few, but they are amazing.
Did already discuss this. Is like resurrected, necrotized, necromancied, because they need to save Hai and he didn't. I think it was nice that Jinwoo didn't tell him to heal. He just did it. That he needed to save her. And then I know we already said it, but he releases Youngyu because he's not a fighter. He appreciates that the big lion man asks him to let him go. He asks him, "Oh, thank you. Ask me nice. I'll do it."
Yes, some characters showing emotions.
Yeah,
it was nice. It was touching. So they successfully finished the mission itself, but Song Joon-woo told everybody to go up ahead. He finished up like the killing of the rest of the ants for the most part, on and off the island. But his biggest consolation prize was reanimating that same ant. And ironically enough, his name is Beru, which is totally not close to Meruem from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I remember this one thing with the ants," and I was like, "Wait, is he actually talking about Hunter x Hunter?" I don't know. Is he?
Could. I think his friend mentioned that he like reads manga once, so it's a possibility.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, all right.
Yes, so he is like an elite knight, and he is actually the first.
He's not an elite knight. He's a general.
Oh right, I think yeah, he is the first reanimation to have a conscience.
Yeah, or a consciousness, or like not a consciousness. They all have a consciousness, but like first one to be able to speak back, more than just raw, which is what like Tank does, or not Tank, Iron does.
Exactly. So he is still very, super loyal. Is like, "Oh, my king, I will, please beseech me a name. I am Bath Royal," and so he had he tried getting the queen's body, but he could not because they had like an underlined.
He did get it.
Yeah.
He got it, but then the Beru was like. But the queen can't really do anything. They don't fight. They just make babies, and they can't reproduce now because they're undead. Yeah. It's like, oh, then that's kind of useless. So
well, no, the issue was she was a lower rank than he expected. Like he had enough of the knights or of the general of because he had Beru.
Oh, but I just read
also
this. I just read this today.
The issue was the other ants have an underlying authority to the queen and not to Sun Joon-woo. So he said, number one, I can't have that, and number two, I have too many generals. Let me just toss her away. I don't need it. I have too many other good people. So that's why he couldn't keep her.
Well, I also think you would have thrown her away anyway.
Exactly. Yes, she for some reason was just lower than expected.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know how ants work. I could have told.
That is true.
I played a lot of Sim-Ant though as a kid, so not all of us have.
Oh my goodness, are you actually a slug ant queen?
Yeah, no way. Ants are gross.
Would a
Slugs are
queen
cute.
be? What about queen bee slug?
Queen Slug. King Slug.
Maybe I could accept that.
Yeah, we'll
Queen
get
of the
you.
Slugs.
Yes, we'll get you a crown somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't promise the what's it called? Does it have the little stinger? I can't promise you a stinger, but
Okay.
a crown would do.
A crown will do. Yes. Please
Scepter?
give me a Burger King crown.
Yes. Yeah.
Scepter
A
would be
stinger?
nice. Yeah, of a bee. I don't know. Shrug.
Yeah. So I think that might be well, not the last aspect of it, but like his first order was for like Barrow to clean up the rest of the ants.
Yeah, he kind of just does. I mean, it does say it takes 2 days, but he kind of just does. We don't really see it, which is
Yeah.
fine. But like, it could have been like, oh, now he has to work together with the other hunters, and they have to deal with like being allies of the person who like necromancies the undead. But no, they kind of just do it.
Nope, he just had to be good enough to destroy everything else.
Yeah.
But there were very cool, again, very cool art scenes showing him like stretch and show his prowess against everyone.
Yeah.
I digged it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, and they briefly show the national from China start. Liu Gang? Gang? I try to know how to pronounce Chinese, but I don't know.
I can't tell without the actual like I don't know, without the actual tones.
Yeah,
Oh,
I understand.
yeah. That's a Liu,
Uh,
I suppose.
it would probably be something like Liu Zhigang or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's China's like #1 guy.
Liu Zhigang, I found it with the characters.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's he looks like what's his name? Greed from
He does.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
He does!
Oh, and that one American hunter looks like Leo from Guilty Gear.
He does!
Thomas Andre, absolutely.
Yeah.
He totally does.
Full lion, like he looks. His form, he actually like standard form looks like the same, almost the same as Bike's like transformed form, like the lioness form. Such a big
I
presence.
did like who is it? Bike's beast transformation power. That was something interesting.
Yeah, I did think that
That was one of the more interesting things. Wasn't very useful because they still lost, but like it's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess I was looking forward to seeing, as they kept saying, like, oh, he turns into a monster. Like, okay, but show me.
I'll finally show you. Get slapped into
And
a
then
wall.
he just gets punched, yeah.
Yeah, which is like that would have been a really good comedic moment. I think like it would have worked if this is a comedy, but it's not. They
Yeah.
played it for reals.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Right.
Definitely makes you want a little bit more from each character.
Yeah.
I should go about it because you get like 2%. Like, what about another 98%? Why can't I have that?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I even think, like, all of the S-rank Korean hunters are pretty cool, but you just don't get to see them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just there.
Yeah, they're just kind of there.
Even if I feel like Bake is the most, like, that we had the most interactions with.
Mm-hmm.
After this,
Could have just been. It could. This arc. I still think it could have been a lot more.
yeah, I felt like they were gonna really get into like the how the Japanese Toto guy wanted to kill all of the Korean S rank.
Oh yeah, but he kind of just dies.
He just dies, and I was like, you could at least give me like a one chapter backstory on that whole plan. I don't know, and they didn't. I don't know. It's just like, oh well, it's over now.
Yeah,
Not
it really
worth
makes you
thinking.
want to read the light novel just to see how much they I don't want to say gypped us out of, but like
Oh, don't use that word.
I want to
like-
see like how much we would have seen if it was a 1-to-1 port of the source material.
Yeah, how much
There you
they
go.
like cut from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since this was technically the longest arc we
Yeah,
have
it was.
seen up to date, give that its own rating. Then could we kindly
Yeah.
request a bathroom?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
no, we
sure.
can absolutely.
I will actually give this. Maybe this is a hot take. I will give it a 4. I think it was worse than the previous arc.
I'll give it a
It was less original.
because yeah, I mean there are aspects I liked, but there's a lot of aspects where I thought that they but yeah, the fighting was cool. Yeah.
Let's see. Now that we've talked about each character a bit more, I do wish I've seen more of them before half of them got shafted.
Yeah, they some of them didn't even show their cool powers.
Yeah.
Or they like barely showed it. Like the one dude with the face mask got like he had ice powers and then he like immediately just like vomits his mask when he sends the king and he just like gets murdered. It was a pretty cool scene to see him like how he died was pretty artistically well done. But like story wise it was like
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he's done.
character I didn't really know or care about. He died.
Ron, would you
Okay.
like to break or would you share your
No,
rating
I am.
now?
No, I'm not dancing just yet. I just had a lot of tea. I'm just thinking. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay.
It felt okay. Complete is a very big word for this the amount of time they're given for each arc like this. But there was a beginning, there was a middle, and there was an end, and but it still kind of shows up here and there, and its contribution to the story lingers on as you go along. So having the knowledge of what I have and then rereading it again, but wanting more, I'm gonna say 6. Yes, they're very, very subtle with like the foreshadowing of stuff. I just wish it was a little bit more like in your face, so you can be like, oh my god, what does that mean, instead of being like, all right, that's just something interesting, I'll just put it in the back of my head, but like then you forget.
Right.
Because like what do you mean? Yeah, all I know is that Sung Jin Woo is it. He's the guy.
Yeah.
And there's everyone else.
Yeah.
With that, quickly, we'll go on break for a little bit, and we'll be back soon. Talk about the rest of the chapters. Right. See you soon. Okay. Hello. We've returned. We're ready to continue our solo leveling talks. We have 2 more arcs to discuss. I believe. Arcs. Yeah.
Yep.
And I guess the aftermath of Chimera Ant. Which I guess wasn't too much, except I guess some people had trauma. I mean, that's understandable. Giant ants would also traumatize me. But let's see. It's called the recruitment arc, where I guess so Sung Jin Woo is like starting his actual guild with his friend Yoonho, and they need another person, like make it official. So they're kind of working that out. They also have a funeral for Min Gyu. There's not a lot there. Just it's solemn.
Yeah, it's a funeral for like a lot of the hunters. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
they couldn't do something for everybody, so they just made one big sort of plateau for everybody to pay tribute to.
Yes.
And like, there's 0.2 seconds of political sensibility on this, where people were just like, why didn't Sung Jin Woo go to the island earlier? He could have saved more people or some people were supporting him because he, you know, whether or not he did it earlier, he ended up, you know, saving the people there. So
Yeah.
there's your political scheming for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Once again, I wish there was more.
Yeah, I do wish there was more. Like, you actually have to face like repercussions, or at least like
Face the consequences for your actions.
Yeah.
When are you gonna learn that your actions have consequences?
Yeah, I guess like
I'm
his
sorry.
public. What's the word? Like, I guess his public reputation, I feel like, should have taken more hit. Because even though he did save everyone, he could have like, everyone could have just, pretty much, if he had just gone.
Yeah.
Probably, at least most of the people.
Mm-hmm.
But I also get, it's like, oh, well, he did save everyone. Brush that up.
Yeah.
Everyone that survived.
He saved everyone that survived. I mean, and some people who didn't survive.
That's true. While Duke is like setting, sort of, he's kind of leaving the whole guild thing to he gets like, after the funeral, he gets approached by like a American guy. He tells him he knows how to like expand his powers, like upgrade his powers. So he's like, okay, I'll go talk with you. So he goes and talks to the American government.
Yeah.
And they like give him an offer, like, oh, you could citizenship to the work for us now. We'll upgrade your powers for free as a treat. And they bring in a lady whose entire power is to upgrade other people's powers. Interesting.
No question too. What if this man is evil though? Like, he is a necromancer.
Yeah, I was like, we know he's a mage type, right? And he like, dead, right? I don't know. They don't really question it. I think maybe because they're American, they're just like, we just need the power. We want the power.
No, fight the power. Oh, wait, no, not fight the power. Want the power.
Want the power, yeah.
Want the power.
So they're just, Norma, says her name. Oriarch's page. She goes to give him like the upgrade therapy session or whatever it is, and she instead like sees into his mind, and it's just darkness, and like staring back at her, and she gets super spooked. Escapes out of his, not collapses, but she's very shaken by it. Jean was just, that's weird, and leaves.
So he doesn't see her in the space itself. Like, she knows it's not him as in the person right in front of him, but there is some other existence that's in this like vast. They don't really I'm not sure if they describe much what goes on when she applies these sort of like changes, but she goes into the I guess the sphere, or like where the origin of the power resides, and then essentially like raises it so they have like a higher potential. But for him, it was like an endless room of black, and then all of a sudden, like, there were those eyes looking back at her, which she shows later on that his powers don't derive itself from the other existence that first created the link to meta-humans, or like, you know, super-powered hunters. So her conclusion, you know, in their initial take of like, oh, we'll give you the gift, just work for the US government, they can't do that. He doesn't have a limit on his powers. Plot twist, he is limitless. He can level up forever, solo.
There's no limit. It's like the mean reference. Oh, I'm sorry.
Our unlimited power.
Unlimited. Or that.
That's true.
Yeah. So I guess, Even though they give him the paperwork, he doesn't like accept any of it. He just, okay, bye.
We'll talk to you again. Alright, so yeah, see you later.
Bye. And then goes back to O's office. Not G. Yeah. No.
Yunho?
Yunho. Yep. Sorry.
Your how?
Ah!
Yo,
Hi-ho.
Jinho.
Yunho.
Yo, Jinho.
Yeah. That arc is like literally like 2 chapters long. But
Wait, that was an arc?
yeah, the whole it's chapters 108 to 110. The recruitment arc.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Okay, can we give that arc a 1?
Yeah, so I have to give it a 2.5 only because
okay.
it's another slight foreshadowing.
Okay, it's a setup. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a 2 as well because it does just show how America treats hunters or goes about acquiring hunters. I guess, but
Mer.
But
Yeah.
That's like it. That was like 1 chapter. Yeah, and then it's the last one is Ajin Guild arc. Interesting. At the start, they don't know what to name their guild, and they don't have their 3rd employee. Like, what do we do? And Paul has all these like kind of silly ideas, but then Jean was like, "Oh, let's call it Solo Play Guild." Everyone's like, "That's a terrible name."
Yeah, they finally poke play at the fact that he just sucks at naming things.
Yeah,
he just
over
sucks at
remembering names.
Like, he couldn't remember Easel's, like, clan's name either.
No,
He
yeah, he
just
just calls it
added
Radish.
names.
So he, there's a knock on the door. It's Cha Hei at the door.
And she likes him. She
Yeah,
likes
she
how he
likes
smells.
him.
She
He
likes his
smells
stink.
good.
She's attracted to his musk.
Oh yeah, and she's like, I want to join your guild, and he's like, aren't you in a guild? Yeah.
She's like, I'll get out of it. It's okay. I just want to join your guild.
I'll leave. I just really want to join your guild.
I just really want to sniff you.
I really want to smell you all the time. Okay, how weird.
Just want to stay by your side. So there's interest in the main character. Ooh.
Yeah,
Strange.
and Venus is like, okay, I gotta test you. Oh, goes to get snacks for the test, but oh, sorry, you surprised me.
The snacks was sudden death. Pocha.
No, it's okay. It was just loud. That's all. I'm easily startled anyway.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine. I'm sorry. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Jinwoo realizes he can teleport people. So he teleports. Special fighting gym. And I guess the part that everyone likes happens where he replaces like his spot with buddies. The orc buddy just grabs the snacks that Yunho's brought up and just like eats the snacks on the plate too.
Take this chip. And I'll eat it.
I'll eat it too.
Yes, their little cute little moment. So they essentially duke it out. Like they have like a fight between the summon and
It's me.
and
I'm
her.
sorry.
But the she absolutely destroys I forgot his name. I was typing it out
Egress.
before. Egress, yes. Destroys Egress, which was very interesting to watch. And then she goes and fights Beru again, which he was just making sure, like, are you sure you're not gonna be like traumatized by this whole thing? Because he just, decked you like 10 chapters ago. He goes, no, I'll be fine. So the end of it, it was a very close match, but Sung Jin-woo had to stop the fight, and they did not end up taking her into the guild. They never really stated why, per se, but he really just needs somebody to be like, well, one, he's dense, so like he doesn't understand that like what she's doing.
He's got main protagonist syndrome.
Yeah,
he
it's
sure does.
I'm gonna say it's almost like severe levels. He's like, why aren't you answering anything? Why do you like me or something?
She's like, yes, I think I do. And he's like, I don't get this girl.
Like, oh, she's weird.
Yeah.
That's it.
She's weird.
Like,
And
bro,
she's like, oh, I can't.
you could literally have a pretty girl now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's gay.
Maybe he's gay. It's true. I don't know. That's fine.
This is not the last of her, I must say.
Okay.
That's good. That's more than the other female characters we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Ab Lady Tattoo Girl.
Moment of silence.
I mean, she's not dead.
No,
Not
but
bad.
I want to see her more. That's pretty much it.
Oh, Blood, you came at the very end. Sorry.
Okay, we still have a bit to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sung Jin-woo just needs somebody who can be in a guild, but doesn't really want to do guild stuff. He really just wants to level up by himself.
He just wants a person.
He just needs a body
Yeah.
at this point. And it happens to be Yo's cousin.
His cousin.
Yeah, who is also representative of Oh Jin-ho's father's guild, Scavenger Guild.
And she kind of hot, though.
She do.
Yeah.
She do be looking good. I
Yeah.
must be saying. Yo So-yeon.
So-yeon?
Oh yeah, that's a good picture. Awesome.
Yeah, that's true, Flo. I guess he wants to solo leveling.
I guess he wants to solo leveling. Yeah, so she joins. One funny, I guess probably my favorite moment, I think, in like everything we read this time was Jinwoo asking his sister, he's like, hey, am I hot now? And she's like, what the fuck, you're gross. You go away, big brother. I was like, finally someone says. I'm joking.
You're gross. By the way, name your guild after me, but backwards. Jin.
Like, by the way, I'm important. Guild after me. So they do.
Everyone's like, they're like, how do you feel about Jin? Everyone's like, oh my god. At least it's not the other thing you said. Let's go with that immediately. Let's do it.
Yeah, I do feel like Gina's personality out of most of the characters.
Yeah.
But I think she
That
just
is
gets more
true,
time.
thinking about it.
Screen time.
I also think it's a thing where, like, some creators will be like, oh, this person has a quirky, like, power. I don't need to write other personalities. That is their personality, is a quirky power.
Oh. Yeah, and she's
It's like this person who has no quirky power gets a lot of personality to make up for it. It's like, you can have both. You can do both.
yeah, you can. But yeah, they have their extra body, so I guess they can be a real guild now. So I guess immediately after the Knights Guild, which is the bottom of the, or I guess if they're the 5th most powerful guild, there might be other. But yeah, I guess there's Ajin Guild, but they ask Jinwoo to help them out. They're a top tier A rank gate. So he's like, okay, but I get 50-50, and then the spoils agree at some. They fight about it, but not for very long. So he goes there. I don't know where it is, but it's like not super by like the office or his house. And they go into it, but then he gets something horrible is happening outside of the gate.
His spidey senses.
His spidey senses are tingling. And unfortunately at the school that Gina goes to, a gate has also opened. Orcs? I think they're orcs start coming out.
Yeah, get Garrosh and his buddies come on out.
Yeah.
They're red orcs. Yeah, Garrosh from World of Warcraft.
I know!
Right?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh wait, no, they're green. So this is Thrall.
Yeah, they're green. Yeah, I was like, it's not.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's. I couldn't think of Thrall.
I mean, he acts like Garrosh. And Gul'dan was red in this. They swapped the colors.
Yeah, they just start like these orcs just start murdering children. So it's not cool. But they. Jinwoo knows something bad's happening. Beru with the Knights Guild just fight everything, and they're like, "Oh no, it's a gross big and I'm terrified." But Beru just like, I don't know, he's silently helpful.
Chill.
They're just systematically taking everything out in the gate, the dungeon, while Fly is high school.
Yeah, on the back of his Korean.
Yes, he got out with the quickest and tried to make his way to the school because there was a dungeon break at the school and stuff was happening. It was crazy. Students were dying. It was real for a hot sec.
I mean, it's good that Jinwoo has like attached the bodyguards to Ina. She needs them as they defend her classroom, at least from the orc. Close call. The orca like grabs her face, but then Jinwoo shows up and everything's okay.
Yeah, and he kills everyone.
He only kills everyone.
Yeah, well, he kills Garrosh. And...
He doesn't kill the children.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a very interesting plot twist.
It's just an Anakin moment. Oh no.
Sometimes you go a little kill all the younglings, you know?
I'm just
Look at that
imagining
feeling
this
where
lightsaber now.
Yeah, they're hunting. And I mean, I thought it makes me think like seeing all the children hiding from much would have been cooler, like a sad dramatic backstory for Gene. But I guess this is dramatic backstory instead.
I mean, I thought it would be so cool if she died. Like, after he named the guild after her and everything.
Oh, yeah.
She died, and then he'd be like, now I have a new lease on life, to like, or a new motivation.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I mean, I'm kind of glad she didn't. Yeah, that would have been a plot point. But yeah, that's what I don't think anything else happens. I mean, I know that like what we didn't talk about was like there's like other beings that are like coming through the gates and trying to hunt, I guess. About that. But the orcs that were raised in high school also hunting. But since at this point in time I don't know details on it, I can't really they're just hunting. I don't know. Is saved. It's okay. Other girl that's like the E-rank hunter is safe too. I think like a ton of kids died though.
Should have been a main character then.
Yep.
Well, I guess even if they're a named character, they still could die.
Die.
Yeah.
No one's safe.
Yeah. True.
Unless it's Sung Jung-woo.
Oh no! At the end, that's what happens. At the end, they like show foreshadowing of like the biggest gate ever opening up in Japan.
Oh yeah.
And when that's happening, it's with all the Japanese people looking up. I was like, "It's Godzilla!" It wasn't Godzilla.
It's Godzilla.
It wasn't Godzilla. In my head, it should have been though.
Mm-hmm. Manifested. Actually, you did. You made a photo of Godzilla.
A very bad
I literally
Photoshop.
just read that. I finally got the chapter.
Mm-mm.
Yes,
And so-
more foreshadowing.
I guess we'll have to figure out what the next time on solo leveling.
Solo level. Z. Kai.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but that was. I think those two are actually no. We gave the other one it's righteous rating.
It's like 3 chapters.
I know. I would give this one a quaint 5.
I give it a 2.
It's like, I don't know, it can be a 4 because it was nice. Like some of it was cute, like it at least had some funny cute parts. Breaking it up now.
Yeah, true. Maybe I'll bump it up to a 3 because I do like Gina.
Yeah, I like Gina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think
Because once again, I think there could have been so much more done.
I know, there could have been a lot expanded on it. Like, it's interesting, I guess, to see that, like, Jinu's army can just fight on their own, like really far away from Jinu. Totally fine, but, I don't know. If they had, like, really, I don't know, shown Gina trying to fight, or, like, trying to save people, I think
Yeah.
it's just the fight's immediately over once Jinwoo gets there. Of course, because he's so powerful. But
I think one overall issue I have with stories like this is usually you like the underdog story because you want to see the main character succeed and you want him to get stronger. But here, it doesn't feel like you really care about him getting stronger because he's gonna win anyway. He hasn't lost any fights.
right.
You know? It's just not very compelling to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at least this time, or this reading chunk, I had a more fun with it anyway. And I think part of that is just I've trained myself to just this is just action time. Just sit and watch it. It's Fast and Furious, but it's so fulfilling.
Fast 8, Fast 9, family.
Yeah, I mean, talking about it now, it's yeah, I would have liked a lot more. I kind of wish they were.
I see why people like the series.
Yeah, I get why.
It's not for me. It's not my style.
Mm-hmm. But do you feel glad to just know? Oh, well, I read it. Now I know what other people are saying. If they recommend it, oh yeah, okay, I see,
Yeah.
and then just move on.
Yeah. Or at least I can recommend it to people who like this kind of stuff, you know? They want that power fantasy. And knowing some stuff about the author's history of how he had health issues before passing, you can see kind of where this is coming from. Being strong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I don't know, I feel to be truly strong, you have to be weak too.
True. Maybe an inspiration from the beginning of the book as well. Blue symbolism. Alright. Glad you guys were able to enthrall yourselves with it. I dare say this is not always the genre I try to go for, but I guess I find myself towards it more, even though I know, if this is the baseline for great manhwa material, it's very hard to keep up with the standards, even if they are, even if it is sort of the
I think the
Isekai
art
equivalent.
is incredible.
Yeah,
The art is so good.
Yeah,
but,
art-wise, it's probably the best thing.
But I will say this doesn't really make me want to read a lot of other manhwas. If you have other manhwas that have better stories, even if the art isn't as good, I'd be down.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are some that are sort of action fighty, but I guess the manhwa I tend to read are more I guess fantasy style, but oh.
I care more about character development.
Yeah.
It's my thing. And with this kind of series, it's definitely not for me.
Yeah,
he doesn't develop. He got one development at the beginning and he's been strong ever since.
Yeah. And I think for me, I don't the action is fun. I kind of like it, but yeah, it does showing me that I do prefer to have like a couple characters. I like an ensemble, I guess. To just
to like play off of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I totally get why people like it. It is just action, fun drama, I guess.
Yeah, once again, like, I'm not trying to, like, say you're wrong for liking this series or you can't like this series.
No.
It's just not for me.
Duck Pen. I was hoping it was Duck Pen. It's Duke Pendragon?
Oh, it.
Oh, I think it wasn't Duke Pendragon.
Duke Pendragon, yeah, Duke Dragon's pretty good. I must say that actually he does have some. He does have a fair bit of character development, but I think it's like almost 80 chapters in, but I think it's too early. That's my biggest issue with thinking about manhwas to recommend myself to other people. It's just that I go through the list and I'm like, oh, it's only like 50 chapters. I'm not sure if that's enough. Or I go to other ones and they're like 400 chapters, and the volume's not bad, but you have to get through a lot of dirt before you find gold. And
listen,
a lot of people
you read One Piece, I don't care as long as it like is a good story.
It's just like the standards for manhwa isn't just not at the level of manga. That's just not a thing. As much as they try, it's just not proportionally together, and it's just like where there are fillers and where there are small lulls of manga, there is more of that, and even worse lulls in manhwa. And like it's tough to try to think of what would be a solid piece to like think about from like beginning to end.
I think, like, honestly, I don't think it's like manga or manhwa is the issue. I legitimately think it's like editors are like the saving grace for like big Shonen Jump mangas. Because there's a lot of like Shonen Jump like garbage, honestly, because they like their strategy is literally throw everything at the wall and see what's the most popular, and then they'll continue that. But like the ones that do really well are the ones with really good editors who know when to be like, oh, push this idea, and oh, you know what, like actually hold back on this idea. Because a lot of people, when you're writing a story in your head and you don't have anyone to bounce off of, it's really easy to be like, oh yeah, I wrote this character super well. He's so deep and charismatic and everyone could relate to him because I relate to him. But then you show it to someone else and they're like, I don't understand this character at all. Because it's all in your head. You've like built all of this story up in your head, but you have to put it to the page and make other people understand.
That's true, and that's literally an editor. I was literally like, "Hey, I don't understand."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I do have one in mind that I'll talk to you guys about later, but I would. True. It also could just be my perspective on like finding, because once you find really good stories, and you chase and you chase and you chase and you chase until you think of something else that might be up there, but then it might be like it's short but sweet, or long and drawn out, but it's fulfilling the need to read so much, and like true. Perhaps somebody, like
it's
one
good
of them is,
for us to like explore different genres.
Yeah.
It's like I don't read a lot of power fantasy, and it's good that I get to like try power fantasy. It makes me learn like, hey, I don't like power fantasy.
Yeah, I think that is fair because like I don't know, I think I can't even remember the last like power fantasy watched or read or anything. Try it out. And I mean, I will note when I started reading manhwa, it like leveling was. I was just like, I don't know, that's like 80 chapters. I'm gonna go read something else.
One Piece, that's 1,000 chapters.
Yeah. This is the only way I'm gonna read something like this, is for people being like, we're gonna read it for the book club. So I don't think it's a bad thing at all, really.
Yeah, that is true. And so, you know what? One random suggestion might covet a completely new genre. You know, like we might find like a diamond in the rough, like a tome that we all like romance. We clearly enjoyed the dichotomy.
How many girls are in the couple?
Yeah, how many girls?
All right, so yes, we're very loving of the romance, but like we might find something that's completely like just like loving like a strategy, manhwa, and it might just be
it's
something
okay.
you never know.
If we don't all love it.
Yeah.
It's just good to try new things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. Okay. And I think that's good that we don't share the same opinions because that way it's actually interesting book club. It's not just here's a thing. Oh, we all love it. Great. It's good to be able to be critical and be like, hey, you know what? This is not the type of thing I like.
Yeah. I mean, and it's also, look, I don't think most people should do this for like a whole year, but I literally read like Nancy Drew books all throughout the year last year, and I didn't like most of them. But just reading one manhwa, it's not your thing just to experience it, that's okay. It's not so bad. But even then, I'm not like hating it either. Like it's just fine. I think there's just a lot I wish they would do.
Right. I think like the most I could say is like this would be like an excellent like proof of concept.
Yeah.
And I would want more details.
Yeah,
more.
Yeah, I just wish there was more. He brings up cool concepts and then he's like, okay, moving on to the next thing. Yeah, and it's kind of sad. I'm like, dude, you have a good brain.
What would I compare it to? It would be like this is like a really good Angus beef like burger, but you just ate it with salt.
Oh,
There's a little bit of salt and seasoning on there. It's good quality art. But I kind of want a little more on my burgers. Like, I'd like a bun and mushrooms and cheese. And mayo. Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe it'll get, like, crazy and, I don't know, I'll change my mind. I don't know.
Yeah, we still have the twist to go of, like, what the hell is going on with the system.
Absolutely. And so what we really need to do is make the bard isekai. And
yes,
we will find ourselves, we'll make ourselves the best story ever.
Or bard isekai.
Oh no, what if it's a reverse isekai? Like a bard from another dimension comes here, like gay bard, and he just like sees hot businessmen and he's like, oh my goodness, they're so depressed, they're so weak, let me play a song of healing.
It's Yaboy Konming, but it's a bard version, which kind of is bard version, but
I would love to see that in like a semi-futuristic city, because the separation or like the contrast between like medieval bard / fantasy world versus the super cut, super squeaky clean society.
And, like, maybe like everyone in the like futuristic society like doesn't really enjoy like time to like just sit down and like enjoy tea and music.
Oh my god, I can imagine
like,
him interacting with technology. He's like, what's a hologram? I'll just play his music now.
What if it's a dystopian future and he has to save the world through music just by being bard?
Wait, can we make this like a steampunk future thing?
Yeah. Oh, steampunk would be interesting too. I feel like if it's steampunk though, we don't have to do it as an isekai. He can just be a guy in the world.
Yeah.
He's just like being a hippie from a small town that's not in steampunky.
But what if he's an interdimensional wandering bard?
Oh, and he just goes around different dimensions, spreading cheer to people and hitting on mans.
He can't control when he comes and goes. He just knows he's meant to be there for a reason.
That man's great.
I just want a series about like the agents who are behind, like in between dimensions, like being like, God damn it, another person got isekai, put them back where they belong. Gosh, and they're just like secret agents trying to get people back into their original dimension.
That would be great to see.
It's like, move along now. You don't belong here. Go back home.
I would love to see that in a more like lighthearted manner. There is a manga that came out, I think recently, where it's a guy who wants to go destroy every isekai MC out there.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was a girl. I think it was something like that.
Let's see.
And then their enemy, the agent's enemy, is obviously Truck-kun. He keeps
Oh my
isekai
God.
people. And then it's just a big mystery of who is driving this mysterious truck that keeps isekaiing people.
More
And then-
mysterious
Chase
than the driver
after-
initial D.
And it turns into like truck aliens.
Yeah, that would be like a very like trigger thing to do.
Yeah. It's a little Transformers.
It got canceled because it was like hating on Kirito, and then the people who make Sword Art Online were like, "Whoa, you killed Kirito!"
Yeah. They were like,
Yeah, it's called
the
Cheat Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Interesting.
Slug.
I guess we're gonna have to listen to Truckloon's.
I kind of want to know what's going on in Truckloon.
What if an isekai of a truck hitting just the toast from the toast girl, and the toast gets isekai'd and becomes a sentient toast?
Sentient toast.
I am living in a fantasy world, but I am just a toast.
That's like that toast video game.
I am bread.
Yeah, I am bread. That's what it is.
Yeah, and he has to magically like keep himself from molding.
Yeah.
And his enemy is the Crow King, who's trying to eat his crumbs.
Yes.
These
He
are all
learns-
awful ideas.
He learns ice powers because you have to freeze bread to keep
Oh,
it
you're
so
right.
fresh.
Oh, yeah, he has to learn ice powers. Or maybe
Wow.
maybe he becomes a baker and he can like bake more bread to add to his body.
Yeah, and then he can become like like a real bread man.
Yeah.
He'll become a loaf.
Yeah, a gingerbread man, but without the ginger, just a regular bread man.
Oh,
If he gets
man.
toasty, he gets toned up, like muscular.
Oh yeah, he gets crispy.
Yeah, a little butter, he'll be all nice and tan.
Yeah, all oiled up.
Gosh.
Wait, could you imagine his friends were like condiments that you put on the bread?
Oh
like
no, the
peanut butter and
fantasy
jelly?
world. What if the fantasy world is entirely made up of food and he's just the bread knight or something?
It's just the bread knight.
Wait,
Yes, his butter knife is his sword.
wait, is this actually genius? I mean, they made a whole movie of just the egg. Whatchamacallit, the lazy egg from the Hello Kitty.
Oh yeah, Gudetama?
Gudetama, yeah, they made a whole that.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, Hello
I
Kitty
just
has
like
her own.
the idea of like anime girl running with toast in her mouth and then almost getting hit by truck fun, but the truck only takes the bread.
It's a
Oh my
great
God.
premise. It's just so weird.
She's
How
like,
do you
"Whoa,
execute it?
I dodged that. Oh, good, I dodged that truck.
Yeah.
But the bread's just in half, like, oh, I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, but then you find out that the bread was always alive and it sacrificed itself to save the girl. It like pushed its way out of.
Oh my god.
The jelly is the blood, and it's just like, you live, young one, you go. What would be the enemy though?
How did the enemy then?
Uh,
The milk, because the milk has gone bad.
You're right. The Sour Kingdom. Oh, it'd be like sourdough bread. Like a brother that like turned back. Like they were like great friends, and then he got evil. And then there's sour milk. And
yeah, they
then...
didn't want to be friends with normal bread anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sourdough.
And then you could have like the raisin bread, who is like, they're an outcast because they are a half blood. They're half bread, half fruit. They mingled with the fruit tribe.
Oh, and their father would be like the fruit, like the Christmas like fruit loaves.
Yeah, like a fruit cake.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like the mage of the kingdom. He's
And
like,
he's
"You're gonna
gay
live."
because he's fruity.
Oh.
Oh god. I know. But we gotta have a love interest too. Who would that be?
Yeah.
Uh,
What is the bread sexuality? I guess they can be non-binary, right? They're bread.
I mean, they're bread.
Yeah.
Oh no! You know what? No, they're gonna be in a throuple because they get to make a sandwich, right?
You're right.
Bread and like one cheese in between or something.
Oh,
A cheese and then another slice of bread.
Or they could be polyamorous and they can
Yeah.
just like have anything they want with the sandwich.
you know why?
Maybe that's
No,
the
no,
power.
no,
They get
no.
to combine all the powers of food into a sandwich.
Wow.
It's gonna be a harem because there's gonna be multiple ways to put things
Oh,
on
you're
bread.
right.
So
You're
peanut butter and
right.
jelly, meat, cheese, something weird. Maybe condiments. Condiments could definitely
Yeah,
be like a
yeah.
good side character.
But it should be a polycule because those condiments don't need bread either. You could have like tomato and lettuce be a salad too.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah.
So one of them will be like a familiar, like something you can always put on bread, but like don't always have to
Yeah,
have.
probably like mayo, maybe.
Mm. Oh my god! Could you imagine like a little familiar that's like a tiny jar of mayo? Wait, maybe it's like a
Kewpie
dachshund.
bottle.
Maybe
It's gotta
maybe
be a little Kewpie bottle.
yeah, I was gonna say Kewpie, like a little long dachshund.
Oh,
Oh.
aw. Yeah. And his little mouth is the little spout, and he squirts it out. And the little cap that hangs out could be like his ears.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are we actually geniuses, or are we actually just like super tired?
I'm not sure.
This is pure inspiration.
I think
When you get a chance to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, we need to get Paper Dot in this. He could
Right.
totally draw like red Isekai.
I feel like they'd be like, that's cool and all, but I'm gonna go make my
Whole wheat hero. I love it.
whole wheat hero.
The hero.
And it could be a rival hero. Like they want to be the hero. That's their
Oh
rival.
my gosh.
Oh yes, the guy who goes, "Oh, now you're my rival." I didn't ask. Well, now you're my rival anyway. All we're missing is a love interest. Oh wait, no, never mind. We got that.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, the horror polycule.
Oh yeah.
I am
They're
the
all just
hero
constantly
of the
kissing each other.
story.
Oh man, there could be so many food puns.
It's true.
I love
only
that name.
wish-
Whole wheat hero. That sounds like a real name.
Does.
There needs to be. I am requesting at least 5 different puns per episode.
I could do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's honestly.
Next week when we get Paper Dot back in here, we gotta read this up.
Oh my gosh.
That is true. You know, it does perfectly segue the next time and date of our next book club.
Yeah, so for the next book club, like my calendar, I need to grab it and stare at it because I'm very bad at dates suddenly.
Hey, making our own book is still a book, so that's still book club.
It's still book club. It's just a
Yeah.
different kind of book club.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Creative AF.
It's not like we're talking about something like movies or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand the thought.
So,
Don't even think
yes.
about short films. Oh.
Our next meeting is on February 7th for going over the first half of the Water 7 saga of One Piece. And then we will be continuing our solo leveling reading on February 21st. So available.
Mm-hmm.
And is that going to be the rest of solo leveling?
So,
Or
technically, it is the rest of the third part of like what's been produced for solo leveling, but long story short, yes it is. The ones that are coming out now, if people don't know, there were written side stories about what happens after the story. It's not the main story. It's not even like half of like it's not even like meaningful in some ways. It's more or less, hey, these are kind of like what happened. This is what Sung Ji-woo did after. This is what other people want to do afterwards. So, yes, I'd say
Like an epilogue kind of thing.
yeah, epilogue. Just people love the content. We're gonna continue reading and writing that sort of stuff. So it's something we can like catch up on periodically. Maybe I know they're threw out 2 chapters out already, but I'm not sure how frequent, and I'm not sure how much. I never read the light novel, so I guess by next month, if I see that there's more coming out, maybe we'll pop it in somewhere between